Hey guys, this is Jacques from MakuluLinux, and we just released the 64-bit XFCE. The 32-bit is on its way, but I'm currently working on everybody knows by now, since I'm sure you've all seen the screenshots, there's a GNOME edition in the works, and today I also want to show off the Unity edition that's also coming everybody's way soon. The Unity edition is much further along than the GNOME edition. So I expect, and not guaranteed, but I expect that after XFCE, the Unity edition will be probably the next one released. Now, the previous Unity build that we made was really the first Unity I had ever worked on, and as such, I really consider that build more an experimental build than anything else, because I was playing with a lot of new ideas and things and concepts, and although the build came out beautifully, there was room for improvement. I clearly saw it, and it's been about almost roughly a year since I put out that build, and I've learned a lot over the last year, which is clear. You can see it in the latest XFCE, how nice it runs, how fast it runs, how quick it is. Um, how pretty it is. It's just obviously you can see my skill has improved over the last 12 months. And so this Unity build, just like the new XFCE, is quite a big step up from the previous experimental Unity build that I did. So I just wanted to this is still beta, guys. This is beta 3. Although it runs quite stable, it is still beta, so there probably will be some bugs still to fix. And I am running it inside a virtual box, so you're gonna sort of get a sneak preview of beta 3 inside VirtualBox. Okay, um, but I just kind of want to show you off, show you or show off the new Unity that's coming your way. All the guys that love Unity for whatever reason. Um, I'm sure you guys will be excited about this. So off the bat, if you have a look at it looks much like the standard Unity. I try to just keep everything looking familiar. That's always a good thing. Um, but a couple of things are different. For example, the bottom panel is non-existent in the standard Unity. Okay, and I know this looks like just a Cairo dock, but it's not. It's an actual fully functional bottom panel with a clock on the bottom right, a menu on the bottom left. You've got some favorite apps next to the menu, and you've got a window list. If you actually click on an app and open it, you'll see it. It's actually listed here. I can click on it to bring it up, click on it to maximize, minimize. It's a fully functional bottom panel. So I can click on more items. Let's open something else up. Let's open up a second one, and a third one, and a fourth one. See, these are all, if I click on something else, okay, that's home, there we go. There's the one that's different. Those are all home, close, 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 close. It functions like a normal window list, the bottom panel as well. So it's a fully functional bottom panel, much like the same way you'd have a bottom panel in any other desktop environment. Okay, so that's number one. That's something you will notice off the bat. You'll also notice there's a lot of transparency going on. I always like a lot of transparency in my desktop environment. It just makes everything look a little bit more modern. The bottom clock, if you click on the bottom clock, it actually opens up a little contact/task/calendar manager called Osmo. It's a great little app. It manages your daily tasks, calendar, contacts, notes, and so forth. So you can just quickly access it. Just click on the clock and boom, it comes up. No need to open up a menu or shortcut or anything like that. Just one click on and it's quite snappy. The whole OS is virtually snappy. So you'll see a big speed boost here from the default Ubuntu. Um, I've also removed any kind of paid. There's no paid items. No paid items. When you search, it doesn't go to Amazon or any of that crap. There's no paid items in the store. There's no paid software manager or anything like that. So this is all that crap's removed. There's no spyware and or any of that crap on here. Okay, so by default, all that stuff is gone. So all ripped out. It's all gone. You've got your standard menu or standard Ubuntu menu on the left here with a bunch of favorites. Okay, so these favorites are different to the favorites at the bottom. The favorites on the side are all to Linux applications, just your standard Linux applications, most used applications, and you can obviously put more in there, remove some. The favorites at the bottom are all to social apps, Facebook, Messenger, WhatsApp, WeChat, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, Skype, and a quick update repositories. That's always very handy. Um, so these are obviously your favorites to your social apps, and those are to your standard Linux apps. Okay, and you've got a start menu. You've still got the default sort of Ubuntu looking kind of start menu here at the top left, and you've got the more standardized traditional start menu at the bottom left. So top left you've got a start menu, and bottom left you've got a start menu. Okay, so the guys that don't like using that quick search start menu up there, you can go into the traditional start menu over here. Okay. You'll also notice that it runs on a very nice theme, and of course that wobbly windows is enabled even inside VirtualBox. This is very flawless. It doesn't even distort or anything. And this is inside VirtualBox, guys. It's not even on real hardware. VirtualBox doesn't even support OpenGL fully or any kind of like full-on 3D or anything like that. That's why anything remotely 3D usually just hooks and doesn't run well. But anyway, so this has Compass backend installed, obviously. Um, so wobbly windows is enabled. You'll also notice that the top title bar has a lot of transparency. It actually almost looks like a shadow more than anything else. That's the kind of effect that I was going. I had that in experimental build as well. I really like it. It looks more like a shadow than actual border. The actual theme is changed. It's now a Makulu gray theme, which is a gray blue theme. It's very nice. I love it. If you maximize a window, you'll see that all three panels are accessible. You can click on any of them, and I like this. I really like this feel because it's kind of like no matter what I'm doing, if I want to open favorite apps, I just move my mouse to the left and click. If I want to go to time, date, or wallpaper or anything, or any kind of notifications, I just go to the top and click. If I want to access social apps, I just move to the bottom and click. If I want to go to quick search menu, top corner, top left corner. Want to go to traditional menu, bottom left corner. So no matter what you're doing, it's like this is laying on a layer of functionality because you just move your mouse left, top, down, to access anything without having to even minimize the window or close it or anything like that. So I really like this setup. Okay, but now the guys will go, yeah, but that space is wasted space over there. Kind of, but also kind of not. You can't have your cake and eat it too. I mean, you can set the bar to auto hide, but then you won't have access to it all the time, or you won't see it constantly, and you won't see the Windows list. You'd have to move your mouse down. I don't know. It never felt right that way. Also, the panel's a two-part split panel. I use multiple apps to get this panel working this way. So you can auto hide it, but it's not just a tick and it auto hides. Okay, so I think in the release notes or maybe afterwards I'll make a guide on how to auto hide it. It can be done. Not recommended, but it can be done. Anyway, for the most part, if you need the space, like for example, if you've got a window open here and you want to open up another window, um, then let's say you want to open up another window. There we go. And you move. See, it's set to IntelliHide. If you move the window and you need that space for whatever reason, the panel disappears. Move it up again, panel comes back. Move down again, panel disappears. If anything comes within the path of those icons or the bottom panel, the panel disappears. Move again, panel comes up. Full screen, panel stays there. Also, when not being used, the panel fades. Okay, it fades so you don't have those highlighted icons staring in your face, So it just fades nicely into the background. You move mouse over, it highlights. Move mouse away, it fades. So really, I like the way that I've got the panel to function. It's not in your way when you don't want it to be in your way, and it is in your way when you want it to be in your way. So it's a really nice way of managing the bottom panel. It's not just simply a bottom panel that sits there. It's got a lot of functionality. It functions like a normal bottom panel. You can just minimize and maximize items by clicking on them. And you can close something by just a middle click. Middle mouse, boom, window closed. Middle mouse, window closed. Okay, so whatever window or app you've got open, just middle mouse, closed. Okay, left, if you click left, it minimizes and maximizes. Middle mouse, closed. So really it has that whole window list functionality, which is really great. And then you've got your quick launch icons here. I'll get into the social apps just now. But yeah, so you got a fully functional bottom panel. You got your standard side panel, which I've reduced in size quite a lot. This panel usually comes out somewhere over here. It's usually a massive panel. So if you really look at it, the space you've saved here by making this smaller, really, it's about the width of this bottom panel. So really, you haven't lost much screen space at all with this panel here, because I've reduced the size of this one to literally about half of what it was, literally almost about half. So you might have lost a little bit of screen space here, but you've gained a lot over here. So overall, the screen space is roughly about the same, just for the guys that will be arguing about screen space. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the apps over here. You've got your standard Nautilus. Okay, but I did add open as administrator functionality, because that's always annoying that you can't do that. So you can just open up whatever, as administrator. So that's great. Middle mouse closed. And you've got a nice theme. I'll get into the themes in a little bit. Okay, so you got Nautilus over there. You've got your terminal over here, which is fairly nice looking. Okay, you've got let's see, it's the standard GNOME terminal. Okay, by default it's got this gray, very sort of light gray look that fits nicely with the standard with the rest of the theme. Okay, so you've got that standard sort of system / blend of gray with the black text, which is nice. And if we go let's just open up a root terminal here, then you'll see you've actually got a sort of a more kind of orange with dark text, kind of just to let you know that you're in root. I now do this with all of my editions, so that a user knows if he's doing anything in root window, it's permanent. It's a lot of times you do something and it's late at night, you're sleepy, or you just wake up, or you went to the bathroom and you came back, or whatever the case might be, and you forgot you were in root, and you make changes to the system and you're like, oh damn, this way you know you're in root. So You've got your standard terminal there, and the root terminal. If you're in here for whatever reason, you'll know you're in there. So it's highlighted sort of orange. So the software manager in Makulu Unity Edition is AppGrid, which is a very fast little software manager, very fast, snappy. You see it opens almost instantly. Of course, the loading of the screens, it depends on your internet connection. I'm in a hotel sharing with like 50 other people internet connection here, so it does tend to take like a second or two to load. But the actual app is very, very fast. And if you actually like click on something, just looking for something here that would be interesting to click on. Let's take I don't know what M Comics is. Let's click on M Comics and see here a viewer of for comic book archives. Okay, blah 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 blah. Gives you description, gives you identifier, origin. Um, it's got a review system over here, so you can read some of the reviews. It's got an install button on the top here. And of course, you can change to other languages as well. So it's a nice little software manager, easy to use. You can search or you can list via category, sort, I think, as well via rating, and you can sign in to give reviews. It's really a nice little quick, very, very quick and snappy software manager. Okay, and these apps change all the time. Virtually almost every time you open up, it will show you new apps on the, you know, on the main menu. Anyway, so that's AppGrid software manager. As you can see, so much faster than the Ubuntu software manager. Also, it doesn't have the ads or any of that crap. It just plain simple does what you want it to do, and it does it fast. Of course, Synaptic Package Manager is installed as well, so you can literally just install via that if that's your preference. Okay, you've got the WPS Office Suite here, which is actually in nice order, WPS. So the WPS Office Suite is there. No, I'm not going to get into that now. That's a whole video on its own. You've got LeafPad over here. Okay, and then you've got previously I used Ubuntu Tweak, but there just seems to be so many bugs with it. If you actually go into the Ubuntu Tweak repos, you'll actually see there's such a huge bug list. I opted to rather go for Unity Tweak instead. Okay, so Unity Tweak, which in my opinion is actually easier maybe for the end user, for the new user. So you've got access to virtually everything here, including themes and icons, cursors, fonts, window controls. There is a whole bunch of themes included here, so you can go crazy theming. Mostly the same as XFCE, maybe one or two differences. Icons, you've got the buff. You've also got the Mulki Makulu icon setting here. So if you actually open up here, you'll see there's the Mulki Makulu icon set. So the guys seem to like it, so I thought I'd add it in here as well. But by default, the buff will be enabled. Cursors, you've got a couple of cursors over here. I'm still busy working with cursors. Anyway, so you can go to themes and change themes. Desktop scrolling. With scrolling, you can put the overlay in. So if you actually need to scroll something, let's go to. Let's minimize this. There's the overlay. If you prefer to scroll with the overlay or legacy, if you want the actual bar to show up, or if you don't want any overlay, just want it like this little tiny bar, and you kind of use your mouse wheel, which is the way I do it, but you can set that. So yeah, you can really customize, tweak a lot of the system settings with a tweak tool, which is nice, and it's right there. Okay, and then the search software, I find this so useful. One-click search software. You can just type a name in. Let's type in maybe Opera browser. So I type in Opera, and it does a quick search, and it tells me if it's available in the software center. And I can see there's Opera, there's the 32-bit version, there's a beta developer version, next, and stable version. Okay, so if I want to know if a package is available in the system, I can just, without opening up the Synaptic Package Manager or the Software Manager and going through all that hassle, I can just go over here and just type a name. Let's type Firefox. And it does a quick search, and there I can see all the packages linked to Firefox. All of them, all the locals. Firefox comes with a lot of locals, global menu, blah blah blah. There's Firefox, there's the 32-bit version. Okay, so quick search, very, very, very handy. I use it quite often. Below that, you've got the update manager. Okay, there's updates. I'll do that later. Also, it's the standard Mint update manager, which I thought was cool. I prefer it over any of the others. And of course, you've got the workspace manager, so where you can select your number of workspaces and switch between them. Okay, so that is your quick access favorites panel over there. Literally, it's got your files, browser, terminal, software manager, package manager, your office suite, your leaf pad, tweak tool, quick search, update manager, workspace switcher, and menu. So that's literally mostly what most people use every day. But if you have anything else, you can just drag it in there, or if you don't want something, you can just drag it out to unlock it, remove it. You've also got a recycle bin at the bottom here. Okay, your standard menu. I'm not going to go through all the apps installed. There is a nice selection of the most standard stuff we usually put in. But by default, ClamTK, the antivirus, is installed, so system is secure against viruses, and of course the firewall is installed and enabled, so your system is safe against hackers. You've also got a nice little weather app over here. You can just go to preferences and change the location. You've got the wallpaper selector here, and you can just go there and switch to another wallpaper. There's a nice selection available. I'm not going to go through all of them now, and I'm pretty sure I'll probably change quite a few of them before the release goes public. You've also got Bluetooth notification there, brightness, your message notifications. You've got your network over there, you've got your mail over there, you've got your power, volume, access to another clock. So you've got 3 clocks, the one on the top, one in the middle, one at the bottom. So literally, no matter where you look on your desktop, you're going to see the time. And then you've got, of course, your shutdown, log out, restart, which you also have in your menu over here. You can click on shutdown, restart, whatever. So all in all, it's a nice build, runs very stable. The social apps over here. Now I haven't logged into any of these, and I'm not going to log in now. I just want to show them. And they work in VirtualBox, but they have this flicker thing that they do, and it's because VirtualBox doesn't really support OpenGL, So you kind of have them kind of flickering when you open up. The reason I mention it is because I noticed a couple of people asked about it. Why is it flickering like this? And I'm like, are you using VirtualBox? Yes. So I said, that's why. VirtualBox does not fully support OpenGL, and these plugins require OpenGL. So on actual hardware, they just open. But in VirtualBox, they give this black-white flicker kind of for a second or two, and then they open. Anyway, this is only in Vietnamese because it's detecting that I'm in Vietnam. So it's changed the language, which is nice that it actually auto-detects that. But yeah, you can run your social apps in their own little window without having to open the browser, and you can still carry on with your work. And of course, because of the bottom bar, you can easily switch between the two. And you can clearly see what is open. Over here, you can see files is open. But I mean, if you had just put that on there as part of your favorites, you wouldn't even know that was open. That's always a problem with the sidebar. It's very confusing. I don't know why Ubuntu never addressed that earlier. But anyway, so if you open up multiple apps, let's open up the App Store. So now I've got the software manager open, I've got a file manager open, and I've got a social app open. Okay, so I'm not going to log into Facebook now, but if I was logged in, I'd have access to the whole of Facebook and click on anything, talk to anybody, watch videos, everything, all inside its own little window. I can do the same with the Messenger, WeChat, WhatsApp, Twitter, post a tweet quickly, manage my tweets, Instagram, Skype, whatever. they all operate inside their own virtual, their own window, okay? And of course I can just switch back to my work and just leave it running there in the background, or I can switch to a different work screen, you know, different workspace. You know, I can just sorry man, I can just do that, and I can just do that, and you know, just switch between them. Okay, let's just go here, drag. I don't really use the workspaces a lot, so okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. Right, so you can just switch between the workspaces, and you've got the nice cube effect there as well. So you can work here and minimize and, you know, whatever, do whatever, and it doesn't interfere with any of the other apps open on the other workspaces. And you've got literally, I think I set up 12 workspaces here, so plenty of workspaces for you to operate in. So you can literally have your social apps running in their own workspace, each one on a different one. You can have Facebook and Twitter and everything else open, your whole social life open in front of you, and then just work on a separate workspace. That way you don't accidentally close something or something's popping up the whole time. You know, it's just running in the background, and when you want to check it, you can just click on it and then just switch back to working again. Maybe go to the software manager. So really, I love the setup. I love the way I got everything to function together and work well, and it's gonna be a great release, guys. This thing's running like a dream. I mean, you can see the speed improvement over the previous edition. I don't know if you guys remember the first experimental build, but this is running so fast. Remember, I'm in VirtualBox. I'm not on actual hardware. I'm on VirtualBox, so this thing's flying. It's really flying, um, and pretty. So it's flying, it's pretty, it's running quite stable. This is only beta 3, you know. I expect quite a couple more betas before this goes live. So yeah, I just wanted to show off that it is in the works, and I'm probably going to be making quite a lot of changes still to it. But I did send it out to a couple of reviewers. I'm sure they'll make some videos as well. But yeah, the guys that like Unity, or you know, or something different, this will be coming your way soon. So I just thought I'd sort of let you guys know it's in the works. It's on its way. Anyway, enjoy your weekend, guys, and I'll chat to you soon.